Fit in 10 Nation, it is day 69 of the Fit in 10 Challenge, day 69, the second last day, officially speaking, of the challenge. And most of the scans have been booked. I'm still waiting on a few people here. But I want to remind you all of a few things, right? For the scan. You cannot drink alcohol within 24 hours of the scan. You cannot drink caffeine within 12 hours of the scan. You want to come to the scan on a virtually empty stomach, so don't eat for at least 4 hours. You want to make sure you use a washroom before the scan. You want to make sure there's no metals in your body, so no metal in your clothes, in your undergarments. Ladies, if it's the time of the month for you, we need to reschedule. And of course, we need you to stand for a good 10 minutes before the scan. So do not sit before the scan takes place, okay? All right, I'm going to talk about one more piece of advice with the gut, but first I want to address a question regarding pull-ups. And somebody asked me that, hey, listen, I thought when we do pull-ups we should pull the bar to, we should get our chin past the bar. I mean, that is a general rule that we tend to hear. And, well, this is not necessarily wrong per se. I mean, I guess you really have to ask yourself, what are we trying to achieve at the end of the day? So for function and development, I would argue no. But if you are trying to do, let's say, a muscle up, okay, so a muscle up basically comes from, the bar Olympics that they do, and there's obviously a name for this one. I don't know what the name is, but when you see women doing the twirling around the bars in the Olympics, this is where the muscle up comes from. Okay, so a muscle up is essentially where you're pulling yourself up, and then your hands are coming. You're essentially projecting yourself up. Hands are coming down. You're pressing yourself up above the bar. Okay, so in this case, yeah, you'd want to be able to get that bar basically as far down as you could before trying to traject yourself further upwards. Okay, so, but for the sake of function and development, I mean, if you're hanging from the bar and your shoulder is, upwardly rotated, you're going to downward rotate it, and then you're going to pull those elbows back. This is the finishing position right here. My lats are fully engaged. My shoulder is fully downward rotated, and if you look right here, that bar would be somewhere about, mouth level. Okay, for me to actually pull down more, that's a very, very weak position. It doesn't put the shoulder in a very good position, and quite often what will happen is the biceps will want to take over and the shoulder will just pop forward. And that's not what we're trying to do, right? Not if we're trying to get or work our back in such a way to assist in that more sort of anatomical neutral position of the shoulders, that being the shoulders back and down, right? So something to think about when you're doing your pull-ups. Okay, now I hope that made sense. Okay, so for function and anatomical positioning, for like proper rehabilitation of the shoulders, that's good enough. Just bringing that bar to about here. Okay, pull-ups. Gut health. Okay, so last point on gut health is essentially enzymes. Taking a digestive enzymes. Now this, you don't need to necessarily take a digestive enzyme, but if you are low on stomach acids, then you want to take a digestive enzyme. And so aging and stress and inflammation can cause the stomach acids to become reduced in terms of their production in the stomach. But quite often actually what happens when people have low stomach acidity, it sometimes gets diagnosed as too much acid in the stomach. Basically what happens is food goes down the stomach, it doesn't digest, so it sits in the stomach longer, it ferments, and what it causes is essentially what it causes is, with the food fermenting, it causes acid reflux, up through the esophagus. So, one thing you want to make sure you do is that you chew food, right? So digestion starts in your mouth, right? Digestion of carbohydrates starts with salivary amylase, which is, in your saliva you've got an enzyme that breaks down starches. But the chewing aspect is breaking down the food, right? So the more you chew your food, the easier time your stomach's going to have in terms of passing that food to the intestines, right? So chewing is so important, but that may not be enough. And if that's the case, then I would definitely consider taking a digestive enzyme, like a plant digestive enzyme. Okay. All right. Let's get the message of the day. All right. So day 69 message of the day is the following: when you take ownership of your problems get solved. When you take ownership of your problems magically get solved, right? Okay. So quite often we need to look at everything we can do to fix a given situation, especially if we're working towards some endeavor and things are not working out for us, right? We need to reflect upon ourselves and ask ourselves, what more can I do? What am I doing wrong? Take ownership, and guaranteed 99 times out of 100, there is something where if you really are transparent with yourself and you look at the given situation and you say, okay, let's try to be objective and look at the entire scenario. Am I doing everything as I should be, right? And this is really important. And quite often what you'll find is, no, you're not, right? So this is where you've like I said, you've got to be transparent with yourself and take that full responsibility and make things happen. Okay. This can even happen in a team situation, right? So, it might just very well be that your team is not, producing what they should be producing. But, ultimately, if you step up your game and you work towards, bettering your team, right? Then, so, if you take on that role, if you take the responsibility of that, then obviously your team's going to be much more successful, right? So try to take on that responsibility, right? I mean, if you decide that a situation is out of your control, then there's nothing you can do, right? Because you just admitted to yourself that it's out of your control. But the thing that sucks is, imagine if it is in your control and you can change it, right? Quite often we are our own worst enemy. So reflect on that. Be as transparent with yourself. Be as honest. Sometimes it hurts to be honest with yourself, but reality is reality, right? So you can hide from reality if you want, but you can't escape it. So, all right, you guys, day 69 in the books. Submit, commit, you guys. A few more days, really, okay? Class tomorrow night at 5 p.m. as usual. We're going to hammer out those legs. And we've got 2 more workouts left, right? Tomorrow night and Saturday. So, positive energy, positive vibes. Give some gratitude, and for the love of humanity, for the love of God, for the love of yourself, believe in yourself. All right? You are 100 times more capable of most things than what you believe you are. Okay? You are 100 times more capable. You are 100 times more capable. I truly, truly believe that. All right? So guys, I will talk to you all very soon, and hopefully I will see you tomorrow at 5 p.m. sharp. Submit, commit, last few days. Give her hard, and let's see what your scans say. All right? We'll see you soon.